Jack the Ripper, the infamous serial killer of Victorian London, has kept humanity on tenterhooks to this day. His true identity remains a mystery, and numerous theories have evolved over time. Let's dive deep into this mysterious chapter of history and take a look at the most interesting conspiracy theories surrounding Jack the Ripper. But before that, let's take a look at the situation in Victorian London at the time. The backdrop of Victorian London at the time of Jack the Ripper, Industrial Revolution and urbanization. Victorian London was strongly influenced by the Industrial Revolution. Factories, steam engines, and railroads rapidly transformed the city. The population exploded as people from rural areas flocked to the city to find work. This led to crowded housing and social challenges. Social contrasts. The gap between rich and poor was glaring. In upscale neighborhoods like Mayfair and Belgravia, the upper class lived in opulent townhouses, while in poorer districts like Whitechapel, people lived in overcrowded and run-down housing. Social injustice was evident and created tensions. Working conditions. In London's factories and workshops, people worked in often inhumane conditions. Child labor and long hours were common, and workplace accidents were common. Transportation and infrastructure. Horse-drawn carriages, streetcars, and the London Underground, which opened in 1863, characterized traffic in the city. The Thames was an important artery for the transport of goods. Cultural flourishing. Victorian London was also a center of culture and literature. Famous writers such as Charles Dickens, Arthur Conan Doyle, and the Brontë sisters lived and worked here. Theaters, museums, and literary cafes flourished during this period. Crime and poverty. Poverty in London's poorer neighborhoods led to rising crime. The Scotland Yard police force was established to counter the rising crime. Still, many crimes remained unsolved. Medical and forensic advances. This period saw important advances in medicine and forensics. This was the era when forensic science developed, and police began to use fingerprinting and other crime-solving techniques, even though they were in their infancy. The setting of Victorian London at the time of Jack the Ripper was one of social antagonism, rapid change, and a somber atmosphere. These factors contributed to the fact that Jack the Ripper's murders were not only crimes, but also a reflection of society and the times in which they were committed. This tension between progress and social challenges makes the era of Jack the Ripper a fascinating period in history. But now let us begin with the conspiracy theories surrounding Jack the Ripper. Theory 1. The series of murders and their impact. To understand the extent of these conspiracy theories, we must first shed light on the horrific murders in Whitechapel in 1888. Jack the Ripper murdered several women in a bestial manner. His cruelty shook society and triggered a wave of fear and fascination that still resonates today. The victims were mostly poor prostitutes, which led to an intense discussion about social injustice. Theory 2. The Freemason theory. One of the most persistent theories claims that Jack the Ripper was a member of the Freemasons and was covered up by this powerful secret society. This theory offers insight into the world of secret societies and their possible role in covering up crimes. It also speculates that the Freemasons played an important role in the political and economic power structures of the time. Theory 3. The Royal Connection. Another intriguing theory is that Jack the Ripper had connections to the British royal family. Some believe that the royal family covered up the murders to avoid scandal and protect their reputation. This opens up insights into the political intrigue and secrets of the Victorian court. It is important to note that Queen Victoria was extremely popular during this time, and a royal scandal would have rocked the kingdom. Theory 4. Supernatural and time travel theories. Some conspiracy theorists go even further and claim that Jack the Ripper possessed supernatural powers or could travel through time. These spectacular theories take us into the world of the paranormal and science fiction and show how far the human imagination can reach. This also illustrates how desperate people were to find explanations for these monstrous crimes. The unsolved truth and its meaning. In summary, the true identity of Jack the Ripper remains a mystery. Despite the numerous theories and investigations, definitive evidence is lacking. This story is not only a criminal case, but a fascinating window into the Victorian era and human curiosity to explore the unknown. It also symbolizes the ongoing search for truth and justice, as victims have often been forgotten.